Dublin is one of Europe's most walkable capitals, a compact city of colorful doors, literary history, and a pub culture unlike anywhere else on Earth. Before you book anything, here is everything you actually need to know before you go. We are covering entry requirements, getting around, the best areas to stay, safety, real costs, the best time to visit, and the mistakes first-timers keep making. From the cobblestones of Temple Bar to the quiet grounds of Trinity College and the cliffs just outside the city, Dublin packs an enormous range of experiences into one compact capital. Save this video before you start booking flights, because we are answering the questions people actually search before landing in Dublin. Let us start with entry requirements. Ireland is not part of the Schengen area, so citizens of the United States, Canada, Australia, and the United Kingdom can currently enter visa-free for short tourist stays of up to 90 days. As of 2026, Ireland has confirmed plans to join the ETIAS travel authorization system that already covers most of the rest of Europe. So check the current requirement before you fly, since the rollout timeline has shifted before. Make sure your passport has at least 6 months of validity remaining beyond your planned departure date, a standard requirement that airlines check at check-in regardless of your specific entry category. Because Ireland sits outside the Schengen zone, a Schengen visa alone does not cover entry here. Travelers who need a visa must apply for an Irish visa specifically through an Irish consulate. Border officers can ask for proof of onward travel and enough funds to cover your stay, so keep a return ticket and a hotel confirmation handy even if no one ends up asking. If you are staying longer than 90 days, studying or working, you will need a proper visa or permit arranged in advance, which can take weeks depending on the category. Travel insurance is not mandatory for short tourist stays, but it is strongly recommended given the cost of private health care for visitors who are not covered under reciprocal agreements. If you are traveling with children and are not both legal guardians, bring proof of relationship or parental consent documents. Immigration does occasionally ask for this on family trips. And always check the official requirements close to your travel date, since Ireland's entry rules around ETIAS and broader EU border policy have shifted more than once in recent years. Duty-free allowances on departure are fairly standard by EU norms. And since Ireland is not Schengen, connecting through a Schengen country afterward means clearing a separate passport check at that border. If you plan to work remotely during a longer stay, note that a standard tourist entry does not permit local employment, even for a foreign employer. So research the right visa category if that applies. And if you are combining Dublin with a wider UK or Europe trip, remember, Ireland sits outside both Schengen and the UK's separate immigration system, so each leg may involve its own check. Most international visitors fly into Dublin Airport, well connected with direct flights from major US and Canadian cities, alongside frequent service from across Europe and the UK. The Air Coach and Dublin Bus Airlink both run frequent affordable service from the airport straight into the city center, generally faster and cheaper than a taxi during busy periods. Dublin's city center is genuinely compact and walkable. Most major sites, Trinity College, Temple Bar, and Dublin Castle, sit within a 20-minute walk of each other. The Luas tram system connects the city center to outer neighborhoods efficiently, while local buses fill in the gaps for destinations the tram does not reach directly. The DART rail line runs along the coast, an easy and scenic way to reach seaside towns like Howth or Dunlaherry without renting a car. Renting a car makes sense mainly for exploring beyond Dublin, the Wicklow Mountains or the West Coast, since city center parking is limited and expensive. Remember that driving in Ireland is on the left side of the road, a real adjustment for American visitors renting a car for the first time here. Taxis and rideshare apps operate reliably throughout the city, a solid option late at night once the Luas and DART have stopped running for the evening. And download the Transport for Ireland app before you land. It consolidates bus, tram, and rail schedules into one place and makes navigating the public system far less confusing. Coach and bus links to other Irish cities, Galway, Cork, or Belfast, run frequently and cheaply from Dublin's central bus station, a solid option for day trips or onward travel. Cycling has grown popular in Dublin thanks to the Dublin Bikes rental scheme, a cheap way to cover mid-distance trips, though city center traffic takes some getting used to. Airport transfers by pre-booked private car are widely available and worth considering if you land late at night after public transport options have already thinned out. Walking tours, both free and paid, are genuinely one of the best ways to get oriented in Dublin on day one, since guides cover history that self-guided visitors easily miss. Temple Bar is the classic first-time base, cobblestone streets, colorful pubs, and constant energy, though it runs loud and touristy, especially on weekend nights. Trinity College and the surrounding Georgian core offer a quieter, more elegant base, walking distance to Temple Bar and most major museums without the nightlife noise. Grafton Street and the surrounding shopping district put you in the heart of Dublin's retail and cafe scene, an easy, central choice for most first-time visitors. The Docklands, Dublin's modern business district along the river, offers newer hotels and a quieter evening atmosphere, a strong choice for travelers prioritizing comfort over historic charm. Portobello and the Grand Canal area give a more local, residential feel, with excellent restaurants and a short tram ride from the city center. Ballsbridge, a quieter, upscale residential area, appeals to travelers wanting easy access to Aviva Stadium and the Royal Dublin Society grounds without the city center bustle. First-timers with limited days generally do best staying between Trinity College and Temple Bar, keeping nearly every major site within an easy walk. Whichever area you choose, staying inside or near the canal ring keeps you within a short walk or tram ride of nearly everything worth seeing in central Dublin. Boutique hotels inside converted Georgian townhouses offer real character around the Merrion Square area, though rooms tend to run smaller than comparable chain hotels elsewhere in the city. Larger international hotel chains cluster near the Docklands and Grand Canal Dock, offering modern rooms and easy tram access at generally lower rates than the historic core. Vacation rentals are available across most neighborhoods, though Dublin's short-term letting rules have tightened in recent years, so book through a reputable platform well ahead of your trip. Now let us talk safety. Dublin is generally very safe for travelers. Violent crime against tourists is rare, but petty theft and pickpocketing happen in crowded areas like Temple Bar and Grafton Street. Late-night Temple Bar can turn rowdy on weekends. Standard big city precautions apply. Keep an eye on your drink and avoid walking alone through quiet side streets after the pubs close. Solo travelers, including women, generally report feeling safe in central Dublin, though it is wise to stick to well-lit, populated streets late at night, as in any capital city. Emergency services are reliable and easy to reach. Dial 999 or 112 for police, fire, or medical emergencies. Both numbers work throughout Ireland. Weather-related safety mostly means dressing for sudden rain. Dublin's forecast changes fast, and a light waterproof layer prevents more discomfort than any real hazard on a typical day. Tap water is safe to drink throughout Dublin, one less thing to plan around compared to many other international destinations. Healthcare quality is excellent if something does go wrong, though non-EU visitors should confirm their insurance covers care abroad, since Ireland's public system is not automatically free for tourists. Scams targeting tourists are relatively rare compared to larger European capitals. The most common issue remains simple overcharging at a small number of Temple Bar tourist trap pubs. Overall, most visitors to Dublin encounter nothing more serious than a rowdy Saturday night on the Temple Bar cobblestones. The city's reputation as a safe, friendly capital is well earned. Protests and demonstrations do occur occasionally in central Dublin, generally peaceful, but worth avoiding large gatherings and checking local news if one happens to fall on your travel dates. Register with your embassy's traveler program before you fly. It is free, takes minutes, and makes it far easier for officials to reach you in the unlikely event of an emergency abroad. Keep a small paper map or offline map downloaded as backup, since heavy rain or a dead phone battery happens more often here than travelers expect. And Dublin's older streets can be confusing without one. Cyclists share the road with cars throughout central Dublin, so pedestrians should stay alert crossing streets, even in areas that feel pedestrian-focused at first glance. Dublin has a reputation as one of the more expensive cities in Western Europe. Hotel and restaurant prices run noticeably higher here than in many other European capitals. Budget travelers can get by on roughly $90 to $130 a day, covering hostels, casual food, and public transit, while mid-range trips typically run $200 to $350 daily. A comfortable hotel room in the city center generally runs $150 to $250 a night in high season, with prices climbing further during major events or holidays. Pub food offers real value if you choose wisely. A hearty meal and a pint at a traditional pub often costs less than a sit-down restaurant dinner elsewhere in the city. A pint of Guinness runs noticeably more in Dublin than tourists often expect. Budget $6 to $8 per pint in most city center pubs, more in Temple Bar specifically. Museum entry is a genuine bright spot. Most of Dublin's major national museums and galleries offer free admission, a rare and welcome break from typical European ticket prices. Public transit fares are affordable for single rides, but a Leap card, the reloadable transit pass, saves real money if you are covering multiple trips per day. Tipping in Dublin restaurants generally runs 10 to 15%, less rigid than the United States. Many locals simply round up or skip tipping entirely at casual pubs. Altogether, a comfortable week in Dublin covering a mid-range hotel, good food, and steady sightseeing typically lands between $1,800 and $2,800 per person, excluding flights. Credit cards are accepted almost everywhere, including small pubs and cafes, so carrying large amounts of cash is rarely necessary beyond small purchases at markets or street vendors. Early bird and pre-theater menus at nicer restaurants offer real savings for travelers willing to eat dinner earlier in the evening than typical Dublin dining hours. Coffee culture has genuinely exploded in Dublin, and a good flat white generally runs cheaper than a similar drink in London or Paris, a small but real budget bright spot. Summer, June through August, brings the warmest weather and longest daylight hours, with sunset sometimes not arriving until after 10 at night, but also the biggest crowds and highest prices. Late spring, May, and early autumn, September offer a genuinely strong balance of decent weather, fewer crowds, and noticeably lower hotel rates than peak summer. Winter is cold, wet, and dark, with short daylight hours, but hotel prices drop significantly, and the city's Christmas markets and cozy pub culture have real charm for the right traveler. St. Patrick's Day in mid-March turns Dublin into an enormous celebration. Exciting if you want the energy of the parade, worth avoiding if you prefer a quieter city visit. Rain is a genuine year-round possibility in Dublin. No single season is truly dry, so pack a waterproof layer regardless of when you visit. Major sporting events at Aviva Stadium or Croke Park can spike hotel prices and crowd the city on specific weekends. Worth checking the events calendar if timing matters to your trip. Bloomsday, June 16th, celebrates James Joyce's Ulysses with costumed events across the city. A genuinely unique cultural experience for literature-minded travelers whose dates happen to line up. Whatever season you choose, book accommodations well ahead if your trip overlaps with St. Patrick's Day or peak summer, since prices and availability shift fast during those windows. Overall, late May or September tend to offer the best balance of decent weather, manageable crowds, and reasonable prices for a first-time visit to Dublin. Christmas markets and festive lighting bring real charm to the city center in December, worth the cold and short daylight hours for travelers who enjoy holiday atmosphere. October's Dublin Theatre Festival and various autumn cultural events add extra energy to an already strong shoulder season for visitors interested in the art scene. Daylight hours shrink dramatically by December, Sunset before 4 in the afternoon, a genuine adjustment for visitors used to longer winter days back home. Trinity College and the Book of Kells exhibit are the essential first stop for most visitors, home to the stunning long-room library that draws travelers from across the world. Temple Bar, both the neighborhood and the famous Red Pub itself, delivers the postcard image of Dublin nightlife, best visited at least once, even if you find a quieter pub afterward. The Guinness Storehouse offers a genuinely well-done brewery tour capped by a pint with a panoramic city view from the top-floor gravity bar. Dublin Castle, seat of British rule in Ireland for centuries, combines staterooms and medieval undercroft ruins into one compelling stop in the heart of the city. Kilmainham Gaol, a former prison central to Irish independence history, offers one of Dublin's most moving and educational tours. Book well ahead since it regularly sells out. St. Stephen's Green and Marion Square give the city genuine green space, ideal for a slower afternoon between museum visits and Georgian architecture walks. A day trip to the cliffs of Moher or Wicklow Mountains rewards visitors with dramatic Irish landscapes well outside the urban core, both reachable in a long day trip. Howth, a seaside fishing village on the Dart Line, offers cliff walks and fresh seafood just 30 minutes from the city center, an easy half-day escape. And a traditional Irish music session in a proper pub, not a tourist show, offers a genuinely authentic evening that many visitors rank as a trip highlight. The Little Museum of Dublin, small and packed with local artifacts and stories, offers a genuinely warm introduction to the city's 20th century history in under an hour. Glasnevin Cemetery, resting place of many key figures in Irish history, offers surprisingly compelling guided tours that connect directly to the independent story told at Kilmainham. And a day trip to Glendalough in the Wicklow Mountains rewards visitors with an early medieval monastic site set beside two lakes, one of the most scenic short trips from the city. Irish pub culture centers the social life of the city. Pubs function as community gathering places far more than simple bars, and locals genuinely welcome visitors who strike up conversation. A proper Irish breakfast, eggs, rashers, sausages, black and white pudding, and soda bread is worth trying at least once, though it is heavier than most visitors expect for a daily meal. Fish and chips, Irish stew, and boxty, a traditional potato pancake, round out the classic dishes worth seeking out beyond typical pub fare during your stay. Tipping is appreciated, but not rigidly expected. The way it is in the United States, 10% at a restaurant is generous, and rounding up at a pub is completely normal. The Irish are famously warm and conversational. Small talk with bartenders, shop staff, and fellow pub patrons is genuinely welcomed rather than seen as an imposition. Craft beer and whiskey culture has grown enormously in Dublin. Alongside traditional Guinness, distillery tours and craft breweries offer a modern counterpoint to classic pub culture. Round buying, taking turns purchasing drinks for your group at the pub, is a real social custom, worth understanding before you join a group of new Irish friends. Learning a few basic phrases in Irish, hello and thank you, is appreciated even though English is the primary language spoken throughout Dublin, and embrace the slower conversational pace at Dublin pubs. Rushing through a pint or a meal runs against the entire point of the experience here. Sunday roasts at traditional pubs have become a genuine weekend institution, worth booking ahead if you want a proper sit-down meal rather than standard bar food. Farmers markets around the city, especially on weekends, offer a good look at local produce and artisan food producers away from the standard tourist restaurant circuit. And keep in mind that many shops and some attractions close earlier on Sundays than visitors from larger cities might expect. Plan accordingly if a specific stop matters to your itinerary. The biggest mistake is spending the entire trip in Temple Bar. It is fun for an evening, but Dublin's better food and more authentic pub experiences generally sit just outside that specific tourist zone. Not packing for rain, regardless of season, leaves visitors soaked and miserable. A lightweight waterproof jacket is essential gear for Dublin in any month of the year. Underestimating how expensive Dublin has become surprises many first-time visitors. Budgeting like a typical European city trip often falls short here, especially for hotels and dining. Skipping advance booking for Kilmainham Gale or the Guinness Storehouse leads to disappointment. Both regularly sell out, especially during peak summer months. Assuming Dublin is representative of all of Ireland means missing the dramatically different pace and scenery found in the west coast and countryside just a few hours away. Trying to drive in central Dublin rather than walking or using public transit wastes time and money. The city center genuinely rewards travelers who leave the car for day trips only. Not confirming pub food service hours catches visitors off guard. Many pubs stop serving food earlier in the evening than visitors expect, even while drinks keep flowing. Ignoring the free national museums in favor of paid attractions alone means missing some of Dublin's best cultural experiences at no cost at all. And packing only summer clothing for a summer trip forgets that Dublin's temperature swings and rain showers call for layers even in the warmest months of the year. Trying to see Dublin and a full Ireland countryside loop in the same rushed 2 or 3 days leaves both feeling incomplete. Give each portion of the trip proper time. Forgetting that Guinness genuinely tastes different in Dublin than the exported version back home catches some visitors off guard, worth trying with an open mind rather than skipping it. And assuming every pub offers the same experience overlooks real variety. From tourist-focused temple bar spots to quiet neighborhood locals with completely different atmospheres worth seeking out. Dublin rewards curious travelers who enjoy walking, striking up conversation with strangers at the pub, and mixing literary history with a genuinely lively nightlife scene. First-time visitors to Europe often choose Dublin precisely because English is the primary language and the city feels immediately approachable compared to destinations with a real language barrier. History and literature lovers will find few cities anywhere with this concentration of sites tied to Joyce, Wilde, Yeats, and centuries of Irish political history within easy walking distance. Beer and whiskey enthusiasts find a genuinely rich scene here. From the Guinness Storehouse to a growing wave of craft distilleries and breweries across the city. Families traveling with kids generally find Dublin manageable. Compact distances, English signage, and friendly locals ease the logistics considerably compared to larger, more sprawling capitals. Travelers seeking guaranteed sunshine and warm beaches should look elsewhere. Dublin's appeal rests on culture, history, and pub life rather than any kind of beach or resort experience. Dublin works well as a standalone city trip, or as the first stop before exploring the Irish countryside, Wicklow, Galway, or the cliffs of Moher, by rental car or tour. In the end, whether Dublin is right for you comes down to one question. Are you ready for a walkable capital built around conversation, literature, and a proper pint? Music lovers will find live sessions in pubs nearly every night of the week. A genuine, unscripted cultural experience that few other European capitals can match this consistently. And travelers craving a compact, easy first trip to continental-adjacent Europe will find Dublin offers real cultural depth without the language barrier or scale of larger capitals. Whatever draws you here, Dublin tends to leave visitors planning their return before the current trip has even ended. A small city with an outsized hold on people who visit. That is everything you need to know before visiting Dublin in 2026. From entry requirements to knowing exactly what to skip. Which part of Dublin are you most excited to explore? Temple Bar, Trinity College, or the Docklands? Tell us in the comments below. If this guide helped you plan your trip, please like and subscribe for more honest, in-depth travel guides from our small channel. Slayant for watching, and aloha from Kahana Designs. Until next time, safe travels and sweet dreams.